On this edition of Test Drive, we're checking out Assetto Corsa's version of the Toyota Celica ST185 Turbo, also known as the Celica in other parts of the world. Around the Highlands track, this was the most requested car on our Facebook and Twitter feed, so let's check it out. Alright, so here we are with the Toyota Celica, however you want to say it. And again, it's the Highlands Drift Circuit. This is a special event within Assetto Corsa, so if you want this car track combination, it's in the special events section. I've already run a handful of laps, and I actually already made gold with this in a prior session. Did a 218, and not really making any changes to the car. And this was the most requested car on our Facebook and Twitter. Over a third of the votes were for this car, which surprised me, which is great though, because I love this car in the real world, so I was really excited to get to try this and see what it was like. We're running the medium tires. I'm gonna take a few laps, give my thoughts about how the car feels, force feedback, how to get around the circuit. And yeah, so I know that people may have wanted a mod track, and I apologize, but I want a baseline to test this in, and I don't feel like I would accurately represent what the car is doing if I didn't test it with a proper Assetto Corsa track, and thus I'm not using a mod. So first up, we're gonna test and listen to the engine note for a second. We got some hints of backfire, and sounds pretty good. Not bad at all. Alright, here we go. Alright, using the H pattern and heel and toe method. Using TSPC Racer 599 Evo rim. TH8A shifter from Thrustmaster, and a set of old Fanatic CSR Elites. I just really started liking the way the brake felt. Alright, so when I initially drove this car, it doesn't do anything odd. Nothing bizarre. It acts in the nature of what I think a car like this would drive like. Good sense of weight. The car doesn't move around a whole lot, but you know, we're not on dirt, so it's not like we actually need it to do that. In using the medium tires, I was actually faster than using the soft tires. The soft tires seem to accentuate that on-throttle understeer that a car like this would already be predispositioned into having. And the only thing that the soft tires did was if you push the car going into the corner too hard. In other words, you know, maybe you broke a little too late, didn't hit your apex exactly right. Almost tried to put it in 7th gear there, but it didn't hit your apex exactly right or something, so the car loads on that front end and starts to push. The soft tires would help gather the car back up, where the mediums definitely do not. The mediums, once you step over that edge, the car just kind of keeps shoving the nose out. But all in all, the medium tires to me were actually quicker. And a little more fun. Oops, a little too deep. Just gonna leave it in fourth gear there. So nice feeling in the front end. I can feel, you know, with the TSPC Racer, this isn't a direct drive wheel, but it's got some good heavy actually force feedback. As you can see, I'm running 75 because I really don't need anything more than that. It's plenty heavy in the wheel, and it's still giving me the detail that I need to make those little corrections. I'm getting good translation from the back end as far as if the back end's starting to step out. Went through that corner a little slower than I thought I was going to. And overall, it's just an enjoyable car to drive. Again, yeah, it would be nice to be able to have this car on a dirt, gravel, snow surface, something like that. That was official, but I'm sure you can end up taking this on some sort of hill climb course or some sort of mod rally track, and it would perform quite well there too. A little too far. We were on the verge of running a 218, and then I completely messed that part up. On the brakes nice and early, because this is a very deceptive corner. See what we can do on a flying lap here. Brake early. Roll out. It's a third gear turn. The gearing I'm using, at least. On the brake again. Kind of clip that. Whee! Second gear corner there. You're going to stay in fourth gear and then left foot brake if you are using an H pattern. Left foot brake through that turn since you're not having to downshift. Up to fifth. And I kind of keep it somewhere around here. Downshift to fourth, about a quarter of the way in through the corner. And we're just going to ride it. You can swing out wide and late apex the turn as well. I don't find that that works as good. And then staying towards the bottom, entering this corner and kind of diamonding, doing a diamond in the center and down into third works well. So we're up to fourth, back down to third. Now, if you're clever, you could probably use a handbrake there, although not necessary, because what this car does is if you get to threshold braking and then just quickly stab it, let's see if I can do it, there we go, it'll kick the back end out. Not that this is the fastest way around that turn, but just for an example, you can give it that little oomph at the end, and it'll actually break the back end loose. So on a course like this, handbrake not absolutely necessary to have. Again, we're just kind of feeding throttle, let it wash out in the center. Long turn. Oops, didn't shift right. If I was a little more to the right coming out of that corner, I could have had a better run going through there. This is always just a tricky section to make. Little too slow entering, but you get the idea. There we go. That is a lap. Well, indeed, it's a few laps, but a lap that almost, again, breaks their gold requirement. So there you have it. There's a look at the Celica, and it's kind of, again, it's kind of an odd choice for Kunos to make. A car like this really doesn't have any running mates in the game. So you either have spec racing or maybe just time trials like this. I guess you could kind of put it up against the S1. I don't think that's really an apples to apples comparison for cars, so it's a cool car nonetheless. I really like it. Like, I really enjoy the car. It has a good feel to it. That over the limit It lets you know that you made the mistake. It's not something odd or bizarre. It doesn't do any like snap loose or take off. You kind of have a feeling what the car's... You know when you've made a mistake before you've actually gotten to the point that you're making in the process of making a mistake, if that makes sense. So, those people that requested it, hopefully you enjoyed this. I did. Great car. For all the latest in sim racing news, hit up isrtv.com. You can follow me on Twitter if you like at strange_Billy. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next test drive.